Greetings and salutations. It's been a while since I've done a video. I got a little sick, and then I had some technical difficulties upgrading to Windows 10, and the video program I was using stopped working properly, so here I am in something new. But I wanted to come back, and I wanted to talk about some new systems. Today I'm talking about not a very old system, but an old enough system. Um, and a system that is very near and dear to my heart. And what I'm talking about today is Dungeons and Dragons Edition 3.5. Now, this edition is the major edition that got me deep into gaming. And the reason for that is because it is very simple to work with. It simplified the sort of algebraic functions that you needed to play second edition, which was good for me because I've never particularly been good with remembering my math, and this brought it basically down to simple addition and subtraction. Um, a lot of people swear by second edition, but 3.5 is what I consider to be the uh, maybe not the probably the best version of Dungeons and Dragons to date. 5th edition looks really good and it's working out really well, but 3.5 is still sort of the backbone on which a lot of modern RPGs are based. So, it introduced the original D20, the current D20 system with 3rd edition and perfected it in 3.5, and it moved forward from there. It's relatively simple, but the numbers can get a bit high, so when you start getting into late gameplay, you're adding like massive numbers to your skills and it becomes a bit more difficult. But starting out low and moving forward, it's a very good levels 1 through level 15, things are relatively pretty simple. It's when you start getting a little higher than that things become more difficult. But sort of downsides to it is that it is an incredibly huge system. There is so much source material for it that quality control of classes and abilities kind of got lost near the end. So you're looking at classes that are overpowered or underpowered, that have really interesting concepts but never quite reach fruition. So that's a problem. But you can work with it in many different forms. It has many different settings. Eberron, Faerun, or the standard Greyhawk, which is what most games run in, just so you don't have to make up your own gods and things like that. So there is that. There's not a lot of character creation help in the book like there is in the new 5th edition, which has like the backgrounds and there is this incredibly long list of skills that you can use to sort of balance out your character, but you never really seem to have enough skill points unless you're a rogue, and then you have a bunch of skill points and you don't really know what to do with most of them. There is major simplification from here to Pathfinder, which makes things a little bit more accessible, but this is really where it started. I have a really strong like for it. It helped me really get into gaming and figure out what I was doing. It was the first system that I ever ran, and I was kind of a horrible GM at first, but learning the rules and going through and figuring out how everything fits together really helped me out a lot. So I fully recommend it. If it's what you have, it's cheap-ish now. The special edition just came out maybe last year, which is all of the major core books, which is all you really need to play, and they all look amazingly fancy and they're kind of fun. From here, I'm probably going to do one or two more game videos talking about different games, and then I'm going to move on to discussing exactly how to play and different playstyles and different things that I've learned and all of that from issues like working with smaller groups, working with larger groups, working or just learning how to play and have and bring the most out of your character and the most fun into game itself. Some sort of issues with dealing with problems, deciding what your group can handle and how best to put forth as a GM and as a player. But that's in the future, and I hope to get to that, and I hope to keep talking about different concepts and nuances and issues because there's just so much that I've learned in the years that I've been playing that I can use to share with other people. So, thank you very much for watching. I'm sorry this video took so long, and I will see you at the end of the week.